after taking 2 of 3 in New York. Tonight, they open a homestand against the 4-time defending NL East champs. Livan Hernandez on the hill, but all eyes are on a former Philly looking to prove his worth. At least for now, the rain has cleared out. It's a nice evening. Guess who's in town? The perennial champion Phillies. And it's Livan Hernandez against a Philadelphia team that's batting .334 right now. How are the Nats doing? 3 extra inning games on the Florida-New York road trip. They won a couple of them. The runs per game are up. On-base percentage needs to get better, but the main reason for those wins, the bullpen has been unbelievable lately with the big three of Clippard, Storen, and Burnett. Bob Carpenter, FP Santangelo. I guess it's impossible to ignore the fact that Jason Worth is playing his ex-teammates here. So your thoughts on him playing against his Phils?
Well, he's going to have to relax, number one. Whenever you're playing your old team, there's a tendency to try too hard. But for Jason Worth, I love what he's been doing. I love what he's been about in the clubhouse. And I love the shot that he's taken across the bow, talking about changing the culture here in Washington, D.C., getting people to think in terms of winning baseball games and not losing baseball games. He's done all the right things. He's said all the right things. Now it's time for him to step up with the absence of Ryan Zimmerman.
So that's one big guy in the lineup, but there are 3, and I mean 3 big guys who are not. Right now, Ryan Zimmerman goes on the DL. Adam LaRoche tried to talk his way into the lineup tonight. Couldn't do it, and Michael Morse not feeling well.
Yeah, Adam LaRoche said, I did everything but go to blows trying to get in the lineup today, but Jim Riggleman going to give him an extra day with that strained groin. So like I said, it's time for Jason Worth to step up. I mean, he's got his team right now. It's a big series for him. It's up to him to do well tonight.
And also guys like Jerry Hairston over at third base and Matt Stairs at first, and Jesus Flores has been called up. I'm sure we'll see him do some hacking pretty soon. Now, Livan Hernandez does have a career-winning record against the Phillies. He's off to a pretty solid start this year until his control left him in Florida, but he's 11-10 with a .360 versus the Phillies, looking for a career win number 167 at Nationals Park tonight. You by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. By Sonic, America's drive-in. New, better, it's the Sonic Good. and by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. World War II memorial to the Hondo statue to the ballpark. It's actually cleared out, and at least for now, a pretty good night after all the crazy weather we've had throughout the day. Phillies are in town. The ballpark is always lively in this case. Phillies are 7-2. The Nationals are 4-5. 56 degrees, very cloudy, of course, at game time. Visit train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Game notes for you as Levon gets ready. The Nats bullpen has been outstanding, to say the least, with just over a 1 ERA in the last 4 games. Ian Desmond, when the Nats left town, he was hitting 0. Now he's at .237 thanks to a good 5 games. And the Nationals have, for the most part, held their opponents down. The starting pitchers have gone between 5 and 6 1/3 innings almost every time out. That's why the bullpen's been busy. And the starters will have to be pretty good against a Philadelphia team that is scoring more runs than anybody in the league except the Cincinnati Reds. Levon Hernandez makes his 448th career start tonight. And that record just 2 games over 500. Trying to get the Nationals off on a good foot. And FP, you're looking for a test to see how good you are early in the season. Here come the Phils.
Yeah, they're the benchmark for success in the National League East. This is a great opportunity for the Nationals to see where they're at. I mean, they had a good road trip, a 500 road trip, doing a lot of things the right way. Now they're playing the mighty Phils. We'll see where they're at.
And then a hard-hitting Milwaukee team comes in for the weekend before the Nationals go to St. Louis and Pittsburgh. So this is a very important early season homestand. And really it's the first home stand, because the other was just a home series with 3 games in 4 days against the Braves. So now you get a taste of a routine first night game. Time to get it going, and here they come. Phillies this season hitting .334. Cincinnati has more runs, but the Phils are averaging more runs per game right now. Home runs, not that much. They are without Chase Utley right now. That also hurts their on-base percentage, but those are still great numbers. Raul Ibanez, look at this. He's hitting .257. He's a Nat killer, and he's the only guy below 300 in the starting 8. Victorino leads the pack at .417. Polanco .342. Howard .361. Jimmy Rollins over 300. It's unbelievable how the Phillies are hitting the baseball right now, so it'll be a tough night for Levon.
Yeah, Levon Hernandez squandered that 4-run lead in the 5th inning in his last start in South Florida. Said he just lost it. They quit biting on his changeup down the strike zone, so a big test for him tonight. Fastball, curve, slider, change, pretty much kitchen sink. Turn off the radar gun and watch this guy work. He was effective for a good 4 innings last time and just hit the wall in the 5th. It's going to be interesting to see tonight. Joe Blanton, the Phillies starter, blew a 7-run lead in his last outing.
Interesting defense tonight, FP, with LaRoche out and Zimmerman DL.
Yeah, pay attention to this one tonight. Lance Nix is in left field. And Keel in center, Worth in right. Desmond at short. Jerry Hairston Jr. gets the start at third base in the absence of Ryan Zimmerman. Espinoza at second. And Matt Stairs is at first base with Wilson Ramos doing the catching.
Jerry Hairston, of course, can play anywhere that Jim Riggleman needs him to play, infield or outfield. And there's Stairs.
He had a start at first base last year for San Diego on May 9th, and that was his only start at first base. Before that, it was 37 games in 07 with the Blue Jays. So he found his first base glove today, and we're going to check it out. It's an interesting piece of work.
That's a new number for Matt, and he was visiting with George Washington University alum Sam Perlazzo. Phil Kazee, 13-year veteran, has the plate. Alan Porter, rookie umpire. Crew chief Tom Hallion at second. Bill Miller on the bases. Shane Victorino is tearing it up. He's 15 for 36, 4th in the league at .417. First pitch of the game, a little early, 7:09. Levon's in a hurry to get strike one. Not a big-time wind. It's blowing in from right center. Just as I say that, it goes gusting.
There goes the papers.
Well, we get a little more breeze up here in what we call 7th heaven. Victorino, a homer, 8 RBIs. And from the left side of the plate, he's been really good. Hits it sharply. Desmond got his body behind it. Right on target to Stairs for the first down. Orioles game at New York rained out tonight, so we are on MASN 2 as scheduled, but also on MASN HD. So wherever you are in the MASN footprint, we welcome you tonight, and we are very glad you are here. Placido Polanco is next. Nothing unusual for this guy to be batting over 300. The ultimate contact hitter. Somebody has managed to strike him out twice this year.
You talk about track record, 49 at-bats against Livan Hernandez in his career, 18 hits, a 367 average. So when you're Livan Hernandez and you've been around, you're going to see stuff like that. Guys with 40 and 50 and 60 at-bats against you.
But if you're a free swinger, you struggle against him like Ryan Howard has. If you're a contact guy, you get hits like Polanco, who only struck out last year 47 times in 554 at-bats. Right field, the former Philly gets involved. Jason Worth, 2 outs. And some of the Philly fans are booing him for catching that ball.
And he's taking it all in stride, a smile on his face. He didn't know what to expect tonight, but anytime you're playing your former team, it's tough. You see your old buddies over there in the old dugout. You're used to wearing that uniform. Now, obviously, Jason Worth, a part of the Nationals franchise. And when you sign a contract like he signed in the offseason, it's magnified by 100.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Here's Jimmy Rollins. Now he's hit only .213 career against Livan. Couple of home runs. Jimmy is a number 3 hitter now. That could change when Chase Utley gets back. But I asked some of the Phillies guys today about Utley, and they said there's no real timetable on him coming back. Look at Matt Stairs ranging to his right. Backhand stab, and that gets Livan an 8-inning top of the first.
Let's check out my old roommate at first base. 1 start last year for the Padres. First inning, he is absolutely pouncing on that ball like a cat. And if you check out his glove, and we're going to get some shots of his glove, he's had that glove since the year 2000. That's not a Wilson A2000. He's had that glove since the year 2000. It's been through some floods and some dugouts. So Matt Stairs found his first base glove today, and the ball found him early in the game.
Talking defense with Alex Cora, a good glove man himself. We'll set the defense for you in a moment. Joe Blanton to Ian Desmond. Hits one sharply to Jimmy Rollins. Low throw. Howard digs it. 1 out. UPS Store packages the Nats lineup. We love logistics. Matt Stairs, career against the Phillies. Look at those numbers. He'll hit behind Ankiel and Worth with Desmond out. Lance Nixon left field. Ramos behind the plate. Jerry Hairston Jr. third base. I can't think of a game over the last few years here where so many key guys were missing from the middle of the lineup, but then you feel pretty good about the guys that are in there. Now, Joe Blanton had a 7-run lead in a game last week. It was 7-0, and then 7-7 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, he was cruising through 4, and then all of a sudden, the Mets got very aggressive against him. They were taking pitches the first time around, made some adjustments, got the ball up in the strike zone. Fastball, slider, cutter, curve, change for Blanton. Likes to go with the cutter late in the count.
A couple of the Phillies guys told me those Mets hitters just ambushed him early in the count. Here's a 1-2 to Ankiel, and he goes off speed to strike him out. The other thing about Blanton, works very fast in front of his defense.
Yeah, it's a good change right there. Let's check out the defense behind Joe Blanton tonight for the Phillies. Ibanez in left, Victorino in center, Francisco in right, Rollins and Polanco on the left side, Valdez and Howard on the right side, and doing the catching is Carlos Ruiz.
Big time reaction to Jason Worth. Some of the Philly fans, I don't hear that many boos for the at-bat. Nats fans standing up for their guy. 2 road trips from now, the Nationals will open a trip in Philadelphia before going to Florida and Atlanta. You talk about a trip where you'll find out how good you are. Wow. 1 for 2 career against his former teammate Joe Blanton. And obviously from the at-bat a moment ago by Ankiel, Jason Worth knew that's the pitch he had to lay off. Blanton extreme first base side of the rubber. Outside 2-1. Boy, he's working fast. I like it. 4 years with the Phils. Nearly 25 home runs a year. Ooh, that's a very hittable fastball, 2-2.
Yeah, I can't tell you what's going through Jason Worth's mind right now. It's sometimes when you've played for a team for a long time, you go to a new team and you're facing your old team. It's almost like a deja vu experience. You're looking out at your old uniform on the mound. You're trying to calm your nerves and gather it in.
Fastball, he rides it the other way.
And I love what he said the other day in New York, talking about changing the culture here in D.C., talking about, you know, changing the mindset of the fans and the media. And when he was in Philadelphia in 2007, how the Mets fans used to take over that ballpark.
He turns on one.
And he said it's only a matter of time here in D.C. before, you know, Mets fans and Philly fans don't do that here. But, you know, I'm a new guy here this year. I don't know what happened in the past. I obviously followed the Nationals a little bit from afar, but, you know, I know exactly what he's talking about changing the mindset here, getting everybody to think about winning. And when you talk about, you know, the extra inning victories they had on the road, that's a huge step early in the season to changing how people feel about your ball club.
He gets jammed. Polanco's a good defensive third baseman. And Levon with Blanton, each working a 1-2-3 first inning. The district since mid-afternoon. Call Luna for up to 70% off all flooring. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart. Shop Luna. The number 2 is always on Luna's mind. 2 strike hits. Only Ichiro with more since 2008 than Jason Worth. Pretty good hitters on that list. Ryan Braun will be here this weekend. Here's Ryan Howard. hitting only 4 for 24 career against Levon, but 2 of those 4 hits are home runs. Now this is one guy you put on the shift, and it's legit. Espinoza is a good 35 to 40 feet into right field. But Howard can go the other way and hit for power. That ball is out of here. He has made a living at Citizens Bank Park going the other way, and he does it here for his 3rd of the year.
Yeah, right as I'm about to say, I talked to some Philadelphia Phillies people today, and they were saying how good a job Ryan Howard is doing of letting the ball get deep this year and thinking about going the other way. Patient at bats, not jumping out of the baseball. They moved him on top of the plate so that he could cover the outside half of the plate. And you look at the pitch from Hernandez here, just a little sinker on the outer half of the plate. And Ryan Howard doing a nice job of backing that ball up, letting it get deep in his stance. And if you saw him hit in past years, a lot of times he's in a rush to get out there in front and hook the baseball. This year they said he's doing a great job of letting the ball get deep.
The only hitter in baseball since '06 with more home runs than Albert Pujols and more RBIs than Alex Rodriguez. Here's Ben Francisco, and he's off to a good start. So for the Phillies, their 9th homer of the year. Francisco, 29 years of age, hit .268 for the Phils in 88 games last year as a part-time outfielder. Swing back fastball. Phil Cuzzi doesn't give him the call, but he probably will later if he stays there. And a chopper over by the dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Levon gives up his 2nd home run of the year. Might this be the first slow curve of the night? No, he goes with the swing back fastball and got it close enough to the outside corner.
Yeah, I'd like to see him throw that slow curve more. And you don't know how hard that is as a hitter when you have a 50-something mile-an-hour curve in your back pocket. It's almost like an ephus pitch.
There it is. That's not the super slow one. Mid-60s.
That's door number 2. Door number 1's about 62. Door number 2 is about 58. And door number 3 on the curveball is about 50. It's an ephus pitch.
Here's another one. Popped up left side. Hairston with the wind blowing the ball toward the seats. The wind is coming in from right over the scoreboard in right field. And it's going to take any ball like that and just blow it out of play.
When you get fooled on this curveball, you almost have a chance to get back into your stance. What do I mean by that? You get fooled, you're out in front. You could almost, as a hitter, regroup, restride, put your hands back where they were and start all over again and still hit it.
Fastball down, ridden to right, and the wind will knock it down for Worth. That's the first out here in the 2nd inning. First 2 starts, more than half of his pitches fastballs, although Levon really kind of abandoned that in that fateful 5th inning in Florida last week. Here's Raul Ibanez, who doesn't seem to do that much damage against anybody in the league except the Nationals. His home run total down from 34 to 16 last year. Then he played 21 more games than he did in '09. Breaking ball comes in from the side door, and it's 0-2. Levon 27 career starts against the Phillies. Got him. I knew if he stayed there, he'd start getting that call. Didn't know it would start this early. And he gets the swing back fastball, 2 outs to Ibanez.
That's just a nice sequence by Wilson Ramos and Levon Hernandez. That pitch was set up by a bunch of off-speed pitches. That sped up that fastball to Raul Ibanez, made it look like it was about 95, but just a nice front door sinker Greg Maddux piece from Levon Hernandez.
And the pitch track showed it was inside, but he got the call from Phil Cuzzi because he has established that pitch here early. Doesn't get that one to Carlos Ruiz, who's hitting .346 to start the season. And that's 86 points above his career batting average. This gentleman at the age of 32 now has really established himself as a very good frontline catcher in the National League. Took him a while.
Yeah, frontline catcher in the National League, a guy that his teammates love throwing to. You talk to the Philadelphia Phillies people. This is one of the most popular guys on the team. A tireless worker, first guy in the cage every single day. He cares back there about every single finger he puts down throughout the course of a 9-inning game.
From Panama, signed with the Phillies at the age of 19. Long time in the minor leagues, over 7 years. And his first year with the Phillies in '06, he was up and down 3 different times between then Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and Philadelphia. 3-1, right field, well hit ball, but Worth is there. They can boo him all they want. He's caught 3 fly balls. Matt Stairs has robbed the Phillies of a hit. He'll be hitting. Bottom of the second coming up. Yes, back in '08 against the Dodgers in his only at-bat in that series.
Stayed way out of here. And
halfway up the pavilion in right field at Dodger Stadium. In the World Series, he would only get 1 at-bat. But he did maximum damage right there, and here he is for the Nats. Now, he's 0 for 2 on the year. But as a pinch hitter, he's drawn 4 walks, something pinch hitters just don't do. 3 for 18 career against Blanton, who misses with a fastball away 2-0, and they play a shift on Matt.
I was joking with him in the clubhouse the other day. I said, you're the most feared hitter in the National League right now. I mean, every time he goes up there for a pinch hit appearance, it seems like it's 4 wide. They don't want anything to do with him. They're pitching around him to get to the top of the order.
Wind really gusting in from right field right now, coming right down the Anacostia into the ballpark. 2-1 to Matt, and he looks at a strike. Hitting with 2 strikes does not bother him. 1 career RBI against Blanton, who's working extremely quickly tonight. And Stairs looks at one on the inside corner to strike out.
You saw Livan Hernandez with the front door sinker. That's a front door changeup from Joe Blanton. And the last game he had against the Mets, that was his best pitch. The front door changeup, the changeup when he was behind in the count. He'll use it anytime, anywhere, and that's a good pitch to Matt Stairs.
Nats have 3 catchers now. Wilson Ramos gets the start now. Jesus Flores, in case you hadn't heard, called up from Syracuse today. Not sure how much catching Jesus will do with Ramos and Rodriguez here. It is so glad, I am so glad to see that fine young man back in the big leagues. He was on his way to becoming a wonderful regular catcher with the Nats until he got hurt May 15th of '09 at Arizona with a foul ball that just shattered his right shoulder. Actually, May 9th was the foul ball. May 15th went on the DL. Didn't play at all last year. So Ramos, thanks to Matt Capps, now the Nats have him too. He gashes one to right for Washington's first base hit. Now a cool 8 for 18 on the year, by the way.
Yeah, stay hot, Wilson Ramos.
How about that? Young catcher batting .444. And here's Lance Nix, who hit the dramatic home run in New York on Sunday.
Yeah, look where that pitch is. Off the plate away, an off-speed pitch. He reaches out into the other batter's box and pulls that thing for a home run. And there was love all over the Nats dugout on Sunday.
Pudge had driven in a run earlier in the inning to give the Nats the lead. And they beat the Amazons in 11, 7-3. Boy, that sure made it a much better road trip than coming home 2-4.
But if he's a smart hitter tonight, he'll know that right field is absolutely closed with the wind blowing straight in. He saw Ryan Howard's home run. Wind's blowing out to left.
Nix has a net, 2 for 11. How about 3 for 12? That'll easily send Ramos to third base. Ben Francisco cutting it off. First and third, 1 out. The Nats go line drive twice with their numbers 5 and 6 hitters.
We were talking about it on Sunday. Lance Nix made a statement with that home run he hit that I want to play. He's in the lineup tonight in left field. First at bat. A nice piece of hitting right there. Just taking what they give you, staying through the baseball. He's got such a short, compact swing. And we've been talking about the Nats going first to third all season long. Very aggressive on the base pass. They worked on that all spring.
Great RBI opportunity for Danny Espinosa, who has 5. He's hitting .280. Struggling a bit from the left side, only 4 of 18. Blanton misses away. Blanton would like him to take one of those outside pitches and try to pull it and hit it to the second baseman. These two have matched up 6 times. Danny has 1 hit. And he's the first Nationals batter to step out. Remember, I've remarked twice about how quickly Blanton is working. And Espinosa just didn't like that quickness and got out of there.
And a wind shear hit him right in the face.
It is gusty right now. Espinosa lifts one out to center. Victorino circles behind it. Ramos, the catcher, is running. And this game is tied as Danny Espinosa drives in his 6th of the year. And he was on the attack, FP, early in the count.
Yeah, they watch video. I mean, before every game, they'll sit there and watch whoever started on that day's last start. And I'm sure the book on Joe Blanton today was get him early. You know, Wilson Ramos with a nice job of leading off the inning with a single. Nix with a little first to third single. And then Danny Espinosa right there. Folks, that ball was crushed.
And that thing was really low. I'm marveling at the elevation he got out of that.
That ball was hit. Shane Victorino broke back and then had to come charging in to get that once the wind got a hold of it. But he hit that ball very well.
I had 2 different Phillies broadcasters stop me today talking about the ball Danny hit in New York on Friday night. Fastball at the knees to Jerry Hairston. He is still hunting his first Nationals hit. He's 0 for 11 in 7 games. Has driven in a run. And with the pitcher on deck, this is a very important at bat by the number 8 hitter. So far so good for Espinosa and Ramos, including Ramos hit tonight, the run he has scored in Espinosa's RBI.
And even though he's not a rookie, Ian Desmond, after the 0 for 13 starts, hitting .360 in his last 5 games. So young guys are getting it done.
0-2 to Hairston. Right up the middle, and Blanton has it. Nats put 2 singles and a fly ball together to tie the game. 8 and 9 coming up for the Phils. It's now 1-1 in D.C. It's a 1-1 game. Visit FCA.org, the association for IT pros. And here's Debbie with our sideline report.
Well, Jason Worth's winning ways are definitely rubbing off on his young teammates. Danny Espinosa telling me earlier today that Jason brings a lot to this ball club.
A new attitude. Losing isn't accepted with him. And when you come from an organization that he was with and they always won and they were always in playoff contention, going in playoffs, winning World Series, he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't know the feeling of losing. So when he brings that over here, he expects to win, even though people can say it's rebuilding, but he expects to win. He brings that attitude here, and we expect to win.
Danny told me, too, that he feels that Jason has really helped elevate the level of play for a lot of guys on this ball club. And the other thing that he's done is he's been able to talk to different guys and take them aside and tell them about mistakes that they've made and really teach them through the process, Bob.
Thank you, Debbie. And evidently, Jason Worth told Danny Espinosa that half the Phillies are going to hit the ball to him. 7 outs, 8 batters, and 4 have been caught by the right fielder. There's the old grinder, Charlie Manuel, who grew up in Lexington, Virginia. Played in Japan for a while. He loves offense, boy. And he's managing the right team for that. 1 ball and 1 strike to Blanton, who's 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs this year and a 121 career hitter. Levon's got a nice little rhythm going now.
Yeah, both starting pitchers, good tempos, getting the ball thrown at, pounding the strike zone. Livan Hernandez did a good job of that for 4 innings in South Florida. He said he couldn't figure out why all of a sudden the Marlins quit swinging at his pitches.
Second strikeout. Nats are all excited about the all-inclusive Power Pack ticket. It starts at $25 per ticket, a season-long plan offering parking, food, and drink. Go to nationals.com/powerpack for more information. A lot of new things happening. The Capital City View seats, the family fun days on the weekends. A lot to tell you about as we get through this homestand. Top of the order, here's Shane Victorino. Bounced out sharply to Desmond, first time up. Taking his time stepping in. He's acting like a good old leadoff man should, because those first 2 outs have come very quickly. His pitcher just now got back into the dugout, so he's going to stall a little bit. Leadoff guys have been doing that for a long time in this game.
The longer you stall, that's telling everybody you're ready to swing at the first pitch.
A lot of sink on that one. Levon missing low, 2-0.
Yeah, he locked it in the other day in Atlanta off of Derek Lowe. He had a tough start to the season, was pulling everything, came out for some early batting practice and was hitting the ball the other way. Off Lowe, a couple line drives to left field. Next thing you know, he's the hottest hitter on the planet.
They call him the Flying Hawaiian. He went to St. Anthony's High School on the island of Maui. Polanco is on deck. Victorino was a baseball, football, soccer, and track star there. He could probably play any sport he wants. Wind pushing it into foul ground, making it unreachable for Hairston and Desmond. And evidently, Shane Victorino came very close to being a witness at your wedding.
Yeah, he did. I got married in Hawaii in November, and I saw him on the beach. I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I live here." I said, "Oh, yeah, that's right, the Flying Hawaiian. My bad, dude. Good seeing you." You see the wind taking that ball right there. If you're Matt Stairs and you're Jason Worth and even Danny Espinosa on the other side, if a ball's in the stands tonight, stay with it. It's going to come back on the other side of the diamond.
That's right. 2-2 pitch now. This one off to the left side. Phillies are 5-1 at home, 2-1 on the road. They're 4-2 against the East. They swept Houston at home to start the season. So they've already played a couple of games against the Central. And a 2-2 from Levon. Slapped in the air to center. That's not going anywhere. And Keel is there. Livan Hernandez, 3 solid innings with only a solo homer by Howard so far. to the ballpark tonight, braving some wind and cool temperatures. Here's our schedule, brought to you by Commuter Connections. We'll get you home guaranteed. Phillies Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow night, John Lennon, Roy Halladay, Jordan Zimmerman, Cliff Lee on Thursday. And then the Brewers are in for 3 before the Nats head off to St. Louis and Pittsburgh. Joe Blanton throws his 29th pitch of the game, strike 1. Levon on the year 0 for 2, but a couple of sacrifice bunts. 222 career hitter with 10 home runs. And he's going to step out and take his time here, thinking like a regulation hitter. Right in your shot, Desmond next. Ian trying to see what he can learn from Levon's stance right there. A lot of hitters will set up just like the hitter in the box is, trying to time the pitcher. Then maybe they look up at the scoreboard to see what the velocity was, get their timing down before they ever step in. Levon gets it by the mound. Wilson Valdez playing in place of the injured Chase Utley. 1 out. Top of the order, Desmond and Ankiel.
I know you don't like this, Bob, but as a hitter in the on-deck circle, I used to try to see how close I could get to home plate. I would make the home plate umpire in that given day tell me to scoot back, because any kind of advantage you can get, any kind of homework you can do in the on-deck circle. And, some of the ballparks, especially this one, the on-deck circle is very close to home plate. So as a hitter, if you can scoot up there and get a good look and see what the guy's featuring on that given day, it's almost like having an at-bat before your at-bat.
I perfectly understand. I'm just glad you're still here to tell the tale, because somebody will get it over there someday on a hitter from the opposite side of the plate.
You see where Rick Ankiel is? I would be in this area right here trying to get as much information as you can before you're at bat. Guess that's a nice way of putting it.
And if I'm the home plate umpire, I'd say, Santangelo, I can hear you breathing. Move back.
I'd say it's 0-2 already. I need all the help I can get before I get in the box.
If you don't move back, it'll be 0-2. Polanco, easy out. Desmond 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls. Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack. Expect great things here at the ballpark every Saturday and Sunday. Not just Sundays anymore. Best deal in town, bar none. Starting at $14. Includes a ticket, hot dog, chips, and a Coke. Go to nationals.com/family for tickets. And there are more expensive tickets as part of the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack, but that's the minimum you have to pay to get in. Here's Ankiel, who struck out swinging first time. Goes up hacking, and that ball is out of play. Ankiel started the night hitting .212. 0 for 6 career against Blanton. That was interesting. Blanton was ready to pitch. He had to wait for Polanco to get back to third base after that foul ball. That's how quickly he is operating tonight. Flags are flying all over the place tonight on a breezy evening with the wind coming straight in from the east. Good weekend for Rick in New York. There he is, hitting third for the Nationals now with Zimmerman injured. That's a swing, and the Nats are gone in the third. Levon and Blanton, a couple of guys who don't throw that hard, matching up very nicely. It's a 1-1 game. Middle innings coming up. their seats after applauding our military heroes. We have AT&T trivia for you. Levon, 13 years in a row now with 30 starts or more. Who holds the MLB record for most consecutive seasons with 30 plus? Well, if it's a left-hander, I would say Warren Spahn. I'm trying to think of right-handers who pitch for long, long times. There's a swing-back fastball. By the way, our stats guru, Carter Myers, tells me that Levon, of course, made 33 starts for the Nats last year, and not a one of them against this Philadelphia team. How did he avoid these guys within the division all year long?
It's just veteran planning on his part. Don't want to face that lineup. You don't want to pitch in that ballpark. At least a trivia question tonight is gettable, doable. It's not for the Mensa members in our audience.
I mean, Roger Clemens had a 20-year career, right? He comes to mind. And Warren Spahn pitched forever. I mean, I don't know. It could be somebody going way back like Walter Johnson or Christy Mathewson.
Or going way, way back like Jamie Moyer.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Polanco. That's a strike on the outside corner. And Placido does not like the call. Levon Hernandez, third strikeout. Ruth's Chris with a pitch track.
And check out the backdoor sinker from Levon Hernandez. I feel Cuzzy's a strike hunter. He's looking for strikes back there tonight. Both starting pitchers have a good tempo. They're working fast, and if you're up in the plate, you like to look for strikes with guys that have good tempos.
Sizzling steaks, part of a memorable experience at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Fastball strike to Jimmy Rollins, robbed by Matt Stairs with a backhand stab of a line drive, first time.
That glove he's wearing is from the year 2000. Most guys get new gloves every single year. Matt Stairs told me that when he was with the Red Sox, that glove right there was involved in a flood in the dugout. He left it there. He came back. It was floating in the dugout.
Yeah, but that's how you loosen up a glove. Put it in a bucket of water all night.
His outfield glove that he has is from 1989, his first year as a professional. So, you know, Matt Stairs known for his bat. Probably doesn't have a glove contract, I'm guessing.
What does a guy have to do? After that play, he might get some phone calls. 3 balls and a strike to Rollins, who only played 88 games last year. Jimmy went on the DL April 14th, straining his right calf when the Nats were in Philadelphia. Hit .243, and that's when Shane Victorino pretty much took over that leadoff spot. 3-1 pitch. Even Matt Stairs and Espinosa can't reach that one. And now the Phillies have a base runner ahead of Ryan Howard. Philadelphia's second hit.
Well, check out Matt Stairs' glove. I mean, let's get a close look at that thing. I mean, a glove is a prized possession for a major league player. You take a lot of pride in your glove. A lot of guys take it home and sleep with their glove. But Matt Stairs has had a long relationship with that piece of leather right there. I mean, that thing is a good 10, 11 years old. It's got holes in it. But you know what? If you're comfortable with it, sometimes a new glove is overrated.
1 on, 1 out. Ryan Howard, the hitter. He went opposite field last time for his 3rd homer of the year. And for his career, 256 home runs.
And maybe if you're Levon Hernandez, you saw the opposite field tater last time. You know that right field is closed. The wind is blowing straight in. You try him inside.
Yeah. He's been a Rookie of the Year, an MVP, and an All-Star Game MVP, LCS MVP. What a great resume now for Ryan Howard, who finally made it to 30 years of age this year.
We'll check out the location of this pitch on the home run for Ryan Howard to start the second inning. Just on the outer half of the plate, swing easy when it's breezy. The wind is blowing out to left field. Just a nice, smooth swing by Ryan Howard.
Not sure it needed any help from the breeze. 3rd most in franchise history.
trying to wonder right now how the Nationals are going to turn a double play with their defense they're featuring. They got the wishbone defense on Ryan Howard. I wonder who's covering second.
Well, ground ball up the middle. Coming for a tag and a throw, but he threw it high. Was Desmond. He tagged out Jimmy Rollins and made kind of a front foot throw. So it'll be 6 unassisted. No error on the play because the batter didn't advance beyond first.
I mean, he could have flipped this to Jerry Hairston Jr., who's the third baseman tonight, was standing at shortstop. But I think that's the right play. Maybe, you had a couple more seconds to make that play, rushed it a little bit. But watch Jerry Hairston Jr. coming over right here to cover second base. There's 2 things you can do right there. You can flip it to him, know you have a slow runner. But I think he made the right play, just not the right throw.
I was wondering if Jimmy Rollins was trying to convince him that he didn't have the ball in his glove when he made the tag. Nix knocks that ball down, a scorcher from Francisco, and it'll be 2 on 2 out, a difficult play. And we have seen in this ballpark over the last 4 years, outfielders have had trouble with these lights on line drives.
And that's the toughest play in any ballpark. It's not a knock on this ballpark. There's usually a bank of lights right over the first base dugout. So as an outfielder, you're coming in, and you check out Lance Nix right here. He does not see this baseball. That is right in the lights. He's guessing where it is. You just see a black dot at the last second. You have to flail your glove at it, but that's a tough play. You see that? I mean, that's what you see as an outfielder. The ball comes right out of that, and if it's not above it or below it, it's a tough play.
Here's Ibanez, struck out looking first time. He'll go up hacking on the first pitch and hit one out to Rick Ankiel. Philly runners circling the bases, but they are stranded. Levon gets another 0. Here's Worth, followed by Stairs and Ramos, bottom of the 4th. Here's our game summary. It's all about pitching and just a couple of hits. Levon, 4 good innings. Ryan Howard, the Phillies run. And Danny Espinosa driving home Ramos, who had single along with Lance Nix. Bottom of the 4th. These guys can't wait to pitch tonight. And a breaking ball for a strike to Worth, who bounced out to Polanco at 3rd. First time up. He rips one to left. That's heading for the wall, and Jason Worth has an extra base hit. That'll be his 4th double as a National to go with 1 home run. That's the hardest hit ball, FP, he's had since the opposite field home run and then the double in Florida last week.
Yeah, I talked to some of the Phillies people today. It says, Jason Worth always this patient at the plate? And they said, yeah, we saw the stat that he led the National League in pitches per at-bat last year. But you like it right there. Second pitch, ambushing Joe Blanton. It's a good piece of hit. Now I got to get him over and get him in if you're the Nationals.
Here's Stairs, the left-hander. And they've got the shift on. So this may be one time when you want to hit a ground ball right into the shift. Matt on a As FP said, kind of odd-looking front door changeup, struck out looking first time. Right up the middle. That'll move the runner. The shift pays off for the Phillies as Rollins gloves it. Worth to third, one out. Very productive at bat by Matt Stairs. They've already manufactured one run tonight.
We've been seeing this all year from the Nationals. They're just playing good, fundamental baseball. I know it sounds like a broken record, but when you talk about playing a 162-game schedule, if you keep doing things the right way every single night, control what you can control, get a leadoff double over to third with one out, get him in with a sac fly. You keep doing that and you're consistent with that. We've said a lot, Bob, this year. You're going to win more games than you lose.
Here's Ramos with a chance for his first RBI. He sure has collected his share of hits. 8 for 18, batting .444. Takes the fastball off the plate inside. Ramos, when he came to the Nats last year, 15 games, 52 at bats, 14 hits. He hit a homer and drove in 4 while batting .269. That ball is jacked for the scoreboard in right center. Hits off the board on a fly. That's a scorcher. Nets on top, 2-1. That young man has some kind of pop in that bat.
Now, there's certain guys in the league that can turn the wind around. I did not know that Wilson Ramos was one of them. Bob, we saw an amazing display in batting practice the other day in South Florida where he's hitting balls in the upper deck. But you saw the first 2 pitches in the sequence. Joe Blanton trying to pound Wilson Ramos in. He stayed with the game plan, looked for something out over the plate. Good RBI guys think the other way and up the middle. And Wilson Ramos continues to impress.
Now hitting .474, by the way. Here's Lance Nix, who had a base hit first time. Washington's done a good job of putting their hits together. 2 in the second, 2 here in the fourth.
I mean, just good baseball. You get a leadoff double. How many times you see the guy standing on second base with 1 out? Matt Stairs, a great job of getting Jason Worth over, and then you get him in. It's not that easy. The Nationals are making it look very easy so far in the 2011 season.
Blanton tries to drop in the breaking ball and misses. 2-0. So Nix goes from 182 to 250 with that base hit last time. Fastball up and away, 3-0. Espinosa waiting. And this is the time against a pitcher like Blanton when you can, what do you guys call it? Keyhole a pitch that's in that one little spot.
Look for it high, let it fly in your zone.
He takes a rip at it, right side, sliding is Valdez, and safe at first is Lance Nix. And that's big, not only because of the base hit, but it gets Ramos to third with less than 2 outs. Big guy moving well down that line.
That's just called smelling the knock right there, folks. Lance Nix with a nice job. A great play by Valdez going into short right field, throwing, falling backwards. Nice pick by Ryan Howard on the backside. A great play, but all for naught as the speedy Lance Nix beats it out.
How about that? And here's Espinosa with 1 RBI already tonight. Somehow taking a low breaking ball and elevating it way out to center field for a sac fly. Even with a bag at third, maybe a couple of steps back now is Polanco. Rollins and Valdez, double play depth up the middle with Howard holding the runner. It's a 1-1 count. Just into the 8 o'clock hour here in our nation's capital. Nationals out hitting the Phillies 5-3, leading 2-1. Bob Carpenter, FP Santangelo, Debbie Taylor. Just a few shivers in the cold breeze on the crew tonight.
75 and sunny where I'm at every day, partner. 5-6 cups of coffee, I'm good.
Decaf, of course, right?
Never. Why drink coffee if there's not caffeine in it?
No kidding. And a good take by Espinoza to get the count in his favor. And Joe Blanton falls behind and has to come into the strike zone. That's when hitters can hurt him. 3 hits in this inning. That's ball 3.
And that's a great take. Joe Blanton trying to get Danny Espinoza to hit a ball on the ground. He's looking for the double play ground ball to get out of the inning. Now you have to ask yourself, if you're Jim Riggleman, do you start the runner right here? Do you start Nix on the 3-1 count?
Short lead. He's holding. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. First walk by Blanton, who has struck out 3. And a big spot for the number 8 hitter, Jerry Hairston Jr.
What a great at-bat by Danny Espinoza. You talk about a young hitter, you know, first full season in the major leagues. You got a runner on third, less than 2 outs. You see young guys a lot of times get overamped in that situation where they try to force the issue. I'm going to drive this guy in no matter what. He didn't get a pitch to hit right there. He didn't get a pitch to drive into center field. So what does he do? He takes his walk. You keep the line moving. You say, hey, I got confidence in the guy behind me. He's going to get the job done. That's a veteran at bat right there by Danny Espinoza.
I, for one, am very surprised. He is so aggressive, and that's already his 6th walk of the year. So here's Hairston, bounce back to Blanton, first time up. As mentioned earlier, Jerry does have an RBI for the Nationals. Still hunting that first base hit. He's 0 for 12. He got time from Phil Cuzzi before stepping out, and Joe Blanton doesn't like that at all.
Well, hit on your terms. You control the at-bat. You control the pace of the game as a hitter. You know, you call timeout, you get in that box, you hit when you're ready. You don't let a guy quick pitch you ever.
Right by Bo Porter in that third base coaching box. Bo's only about 70 feet from home plate when he sets up, because he's concerned with the runner seeing him, the guy at second, Nix, when he comes around third. There's Lance behind Ramos, ahead of Espinoza. Hairston, base hit left field. Ramos is in. Nix will hold. The Nationals lead 4-1. There's a nice merry-go-round in progress, and Livan Hernandez will be next. Jerry Hairston collecting his first hit as a Washington National.
Big, deep breath at first base if you're Jerry Hairston Jr. You never went over the season, and you knew you weren't going to go over this year. Just a big knock right now. I mean, look at the extension right there, head on the baseball. You talk about driving in runs. What are you looking for as a hitter? You're looking for the ball up in the zone. Jerry Hairston got a nice cookie out over the plate, drove it to left, a little knock, little RBI. Welcome to the 2011 season, Jerry Hairston.
I got one, Dan Radisson, in the dugout. Levon bunting. That is going to score a run. It wasn't a suicide squeeze. It's a safety squeeze, and safely home is Lance Nix. This team's playing some good baseball right now, and the Nats lead by 3.
If you don't like the way the Washington Nationals are playing so far in the 2011 season, you don't like baseball. They're doing everything the right way, fundamentally sound, doing all the little things to win baseball games. Livan Hernandez, a guy that can handle the bat. I'll drive him in this way. I'll lay down a bunt. Nice job.
Now still 2 more runners sitting out there. Here's Ian Desmond. Blanton almost throws one away, and Ruiz saves him. Desmond's pulled the ball tonight twice, once to short and once to third.
Yeah, the 5th inning, I think, was the tough inning for Blanton against the Mets, and tonight it's the 4th.
Little slider right in there. Well, he hasn't had a win in April since 2008, while he was with Oakland at Seattle. Breaking ball up. Desmond to third for Polanco. But a great inning for the Nationals. Worth, the former Philly, got it started with a double to left. And then Ramos rammed one to the scoreboard, hitting it extremely hard. The Nats cashed in 3 runs in the 4th. On your hands.
Yeah, it's always huge when you have a leadoff double, have a guy get him over. Then the big at-bat is getting him in. I mean, great at-bat right there by Danny Espinosa, taking the walk, keep the line moving, getting the bat to Jerry Hairston Jr. for him checking in with his first knock. They're just doing everything the right way.
Bottom of the order for the Phillies, top of the 5th. Carlos Ruiz flied out to Worth, first time up. Levon, by the way, 51 pitches, 35 strikes in the first 4 innings. Hanging around that outside corner to right-handed batters once he convinced the home plate umpire, Phil Cuzzi, that he could stay there. Nibbling. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nibbling's the key word. You said that about Livan Hernandez the last time. He had the 4-run lead in South Florida. And we've been talking about shutdown innings. You score, they don't. Let's see what he does here.
Then he goes with a breaking ball. Wilson Valdez, the veteran second baseman, to follow, and then Joe Blanton here in the 5th. Breaking ball hit out to center. Rick Ankiel right there. All right. AT&T Trivia talking about starters with great deals of endurance. The MLB record for most consecutive seasons with 30 or more starts. Levon has 13 of them. Cy Young.
That guy was good.
Well, hey, Warren Spahn is on the list. And Christy Mathewson. Gaylord Perry, huh? How about that? 5th all time. That is very impressive. Pretty tough to stay injury-free to build streaks like that. This is Valdez. Line hard to right first time. Levon is wearing out that outside corner.
The funny thing about that trivia question, most of those guys right there, what was that? That was all before the pitch count. 30 starts every year before the pitch count.
Darn media. Big breaking ball for the strikeout. And that's 4 for Hernandez tonight.
Well, Levon's no dummy on the mound. When you talk about right field being closed tonight, the wind blowing in, it's all he has to do to the right-handers is pound the outer half of the plate. Let him swing right now. It's a big ballpark from center field over. Look at him pulling the string right there. Just a nice job of setting him up.
On the Kinetic pitch track. Kinetic North America providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. How quick can this inning be? We're about to find out. This is the pitcher. Blanton struck out swinging first time. Just missing. 2-0. Now that's a BP fastball.
And that's sometimes the best pitch in baseball. A 79-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. Guys gear up to hit your 85, 86, and they roll over with a 15-hopper to short.
3-1. Let Shane Victorino lead off the sixth. To his left, Hairston with a Zimmerman-like pick. Well done by Jerry, and a 1-2-3 fifth inning for Livan Hernandez. Nationals have a lot of momentum right now, and they'll carry it into the bottom of the fifth. Said he's not going anywhere with his head wrapped in tinfoil.
I thought he was celebrating Orville Redenbacher and some Jiffy Pop.
We do know that Teddy will not melt upon re-entry.
I see some popcorn coming out of his mustache coming around the turn.
That's the Geico President's Race. Teddy loses again. What else is new? 4-1 Nats tomorrow night. A different kind of task. It's John Lennon, but it's Roy Halladay. By the way, they have identical 1-0 records. Halladay's 13 innings so far, 0.69 ERA. John had a good battle in Florida last week. Got a no decision, but the Nats won the game. Johnny and Ray, 6:30 Nats Extra here at the ballpark. FP and I will join you at 7 o'clock. First pitch from the lefty Lannon at 7:10.
How about John Lannon, his first couple outings? Especially, he had Josh Johnson in Florida. Now he's got Roy Halladay tomorrow.
He's the giant killer.
It's all right. Bring him on. That's what I say. It's the big leagues. Doesn't get easy.
Lannon, 10 innings, 12 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts so far. Bottom of the fifth, Ankiel, Worth, and Stairs against Blanton. Rick Ankiel takes a fastball low. He has struck out swinging twice. It's interesting, Blanton has struck out the left-handers. Ankiel and Stairs. This ball hammered to right field. Can the wind keep it in the park? It will. On a normal night, that's up over the scoreboard.
On a normal night, that might be in the upper deck. You can't hit a ball any better than that. Rick Ankiel just laughing. He goes back to the dugout, and he'll hear from his teammates, that's just dumb hitting, Rick. The wind's blowing in from right field, go the other way. That ball's absolutely, positively scorched. Check out the swing by Rick Ankiel, who is one of the hottest hitters on the team. He had a great series in New York. He had a good road trip. And that ball barely gets to the track. You can't hit a ball any better than that.
I'm sure he heard warning track power from somebody in there.
Look at weight room.
Yeah. Here's Worth. I still love Ankiel dancing through the dugout after his suicide bunt. Now Worth scorches this ball, and that is a home run, according to Bill Miller, the third base umpire. It looks like Worth wrapped one right around the base of the pole at the 3:36 mark. How you doing, Phillies? It's 5-1 Washington. How about the two hard line drives he's hit tonight.
Jason Worth, I said it's hard playing against your old team. Apparently not. Jason Worth with some smart hitting right there, keeping it down through the wind. That's hard to keep that ball fair. I mean, the only reason that ball stayed fair tonight, the wind is blowing from right field across the left, is because it was so low. A little knockdown 2-iron from Jason Worth for the Tater.
Yeah, right over that 8-foot wall and just inside the pole. The Nationals have their 8th home run of the year. Worth second, and Washington leads 5-1 here in the 5th. Matt Stairs. So Washington teeing off on Blanton here in the 5th inning. As a Dodger and as a Nat, hitting well against the Phillies now. And Stairs will pop it up and pray the wind blows it out. It's trying, and it's out of here.
And both times up tonight, Jason Worth, both hits, the double on the second pitch, the home run on the second pitch. So he knows that they know he's patient. But tonight, a little more aggressive Jason Worth, making a statement.
Nationals lost 12 of 18 to the Phillies last year. Lost 5 out of 9 in this ballpark and 7 of 9 up at Citizens Bank. And Stairs, fooled on that one, strikes out. 4 strikeouts by Blanton, all of them against Ankiel and Stairs, the left-handed hitters. Number 1 are the kids in your family, and $1 Kid Days return Saturday. When the Brewers are here for a 105 game, purchase up to 4 tickets for children ages 3 to 12. Get this for $1 each with the purchase of 1 full-priced adult ticket. Nationals.com/kids. At the box office. Ball high in the air for the right fielder Francisco off the bat of Ramos. Another scoring inning for the Nats. Worth goes deep. 5-1 Washington.
We're showing this again for selfish reasons. I wanted to see it again. I told the guys in the truck, let's check out Jason Worth's swing. You check out his foot. He's getting it down early, the extension. And see the hands inside the baseball? If you come around that baseball, if you come around it like that, it's going to go foul. He kept his hands inside the baseball. You get that 12-6 rotation on it. The wind's blown it a little bit left. That's just a nice job of getting your foot down early, getting extension, and getting your hands inside the baseball. And that replay was for me. I wanted to see it again.
Glad you showed it. I enjoyed that. There's Victorino, top of the 6th, 0 for 2. And at the ceiling of the strike zone to get ahead, Victorino, Polanco, and Rollins, these 3 hitters, 1 for 6 tonight.
Third time around, this is a big inning for Livan Hernandez.
And a breaking ball hit in the air out to center. Ankiel stalking it, calling it, catching it, and 1 out. A lot of easy outs in the air for Levon tonight. Next up will be Polanco, flied to right and struck out. In the division, interesting matchup in Atlanta tonight. The Marlins are at the Braves and facing Tommy Hanson. Jason Hayward's hit his 3rd homer of the year, and the Braves lead the Fish 3-0, 5th inning. The Mets, hosting Colorado, rained out tonight. Polanco goes up hacking. So 2 rainouts in New York, Yankees and Mets, and also Pittsburgh tonight. Phillies box score. Jimmy Rollins has a base hit. Howard the homer in the 2nd. Francisco a base hit in the 4th, and that's been it. Slider away. Polanco thinking about right field, but there's an interesting defense over there, isn't there?
Yeah, check out where Jason Worth is playing his old teammate. I mean, that's where you play pitchers if you're playing right field. So he knows that Placido Polanco likes to hit the short line drive to right field. He's playing him accordingly.
One ball and 2 strikes. Got him thinking about right field as he continues to pound the right-handed hitters away.
When you've played with a guy for a number of years, I mean, you've seen Placido Polanco, with the one hand out in front, flip it to right field for the base hit with 2 strikes. You don't need a scouting report. You played with the guy, you know. So Jason Worth playing very shallow right now. He's got the wind behind his back, too.
Breaking ball, he hung it, and Polanco able to get it out to left center. Phillies have only their 4th hit. FP and I got to make an appearance on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report earlier tonight. 60 minutes worth of news and info about the Nationals, rest of the league. Drew Storen on tomorrow live at 5:35 with Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, and Mel Antonin. Hottest topic in baseball, Maximum Access, Monday through Friday, right here on Masson. Here's Jimmy Rollins. He's hit the ball hard twice. Stairs robbed him, and then he singled out to right field cleanly. It's important for Levon to get an out here so that Ryan Howard, who's next, cannot take a big bite out of that 4-run deficit. Fastball just missing away.
It's important to get through this inning because your bullpen right now, if you're Jim Riggleman, is one of the best bullpens in baseball. I mean, you talk about managing a short game, a 6-inning game. If Livan Hernandez can get through this 6th frame, you got Clippard, Storn, Burnett. Those guys have been lights out.
1-1 pitch. Off speed.
I mean, this is set up perfectly if you're the National. Livan Hernandez gets through the 6th, and we've seen Tyler Clippard. He's been almost unhittable. Drew Storen the same. Sean Burnett the same. You're talking about this being a short baseball game if you can get through the 6th frame.
Jimmy Rollins has bounced into 2 double plays already this year. Levon has to challenge him now. You cannot be too careful and walk this guy with Ryan Howard coming up, no matter what the score is. Swinging that big old lead pipe of his over there.
I used to use that in the game.
3-1. Rollins pops it up to right. The wind will blow it over to right center, and that's where Ankiel is for a very important second out. That ball was right at Worth until the wind got hold of it.
Yeah, Livan Hernandez will do this to you. He'll make you talk to yourself and throw your bat down and break helmets in the dugout. It's almost like facing a knuckleball guy at times where you get something to hit and you just miss it.
Here's Howard. Homer to left. Fielder's choice ground ball to the right side to Ian Desmond. By the way, it looks to me like they've left Desmond at shortstop now, and they've moved Hairston over to the other side of the infield. The first team do that I saw was the Florida Marlins against Adam Dunn, where they would leave Hanley Ramirez at short and send their third baseman over to the second base position.
There's that curveball from Livan that we've grown to love. Look, it didn't even get there on the replay. It's still not there.
But the Nats didn't play this defense last time Howard was up there. It was Desmond on the right side. Here's another slow one. And Ryan Howard's shoelaces almost came untied, trying to keep his feet quiet for that thing.
Well, now you got him set up for the fastball. You've thrown two basically eephus pitches. And that's how you speed a guy up. You go slow, slow, then hard. You just have to be careful with Ryan Howard. He's always ready for the heater.
Yeah, make sure you get it in the right spot. 0-2, they want it in. Out over the plate and up and away for the strikeout. Perfect. Livan Hernandez, 5 strikeouts. Lance Nix has a couple of hits. He's coming up, bottom 6. And a half. Livan having a big night. Nationals, 3 runs on 4 hits. A couple of doubles by Worth and Ramos. Some good little things to go with it. And Worth having a night.
Yeah, so far it's been a Jason Worth show. It was before the game, all the build-up. First game against his old team. He's definitely showed up at the plate. You look at the home run right here. Just a great job of keeping that ball fair, getting it out in front. He's doing it all tonight for the Nationals.
Lance Nix goes up hacking. Now he's batting .308. Started the night 2 for 11. He's 4 for 13 now. And a busy Nationals box score, even though the first 2 guys are 0 for 6. Worth a double, a solo. Ramos, couple of hits. Nix, 2 singles. Danny Espinosa, RBI. Hairston and Livan. So the 7, 8, and 9 spots all have RBIs. Nix getting the bat head out there, hitting it hard to Valdez. 1 out. Phillies and the Nats from Nationals Park in our nation's capital. Hope you're enjoying the action on MASN 2 and MASN HD tonight. Some bonus coverage on MASN HD after the Orioles and Yankees were rained out. I got a post from a fan in Virginia Beach who says, what is up with the black and orange attire by your partner tonight? And I did explain to him, FP, you were wearing this suit when the Giants beat the Phillies in October. That's why you did it.
Yeah, this suit is undefeated against the Phillies, so I thought I would do my part as a broadcaster and wear my lucky orange tie.
All right.
Last time I wore this, they won Game 6 against the Phillies in the NLCS.
No, we sat down to do the open. I thought I was sitting next to the Great Pumpkin. Here's Espinosa.
That's not what you said. You said I looked like a construction cone is what your exact words.
Well, a highway cone, I said. Before that, I said you look like the athletic director at the University of Tennessee. Pop fly left side, Polanco. 2 outs off the bat of Espinosa now.
Yeah, once you're a ball player, you're always superstitious, and I'm still very, very superstitious.
Tell me about it. Tonight's copyrighted orange, black, red, white, and blue telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
If things stay like they are, I might wear it tomorrow night, too.
Happy Halloween. Hairston 1 for 2 with an RBI hit.
The booth will be smelling good by Game 3.
Brian Broderick is up and throwing. Levon's only thrown 79 pitches. So I've got him good for about another 2 innings the way things are going. I'm sure Jim Riggleman and Steve McCaddy will keep a close eye on him because, as FP reminded me during the break, the wall kind of jumped right up in front of Levon before he hit it in Florida last week. But he wasn't pitching as well as he is tonight. He's on deck with Hairston batting bottom 6 in a 5-1 game. On top of that, he's beyond the top 4 hitters in the Phillies lineup now. And now that Jason Worth is here and Chase Utley is injured, not quite the lineup they were featuring last year. Look at that. Active leader in sack bunts. Not this time. Rollins, low throw, and Howard has it. How about some nachos on a 56-degree, cool and windy night? The score warms our hearts, though. Brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Mr. Lincoln on proud display this evening. It's turned into a clear night in D.C. According to the radar, the nearest weather is way out past Manassas, so things look clear for a while after the showers that passed through a couple of hours ago. And this game into the 7th inning with Ben Francisco facing Levon. Francisco, Ibanez, and Ruiz. He's throwing strikes and getting contact, and there's Espinosa for the first down. 1 base hit in the last 9 batters for the Phils, and Ibanez steps in 0 for 2. That's a side door breaking ball that veers right in for a strike. I'm knocking on wood here. With that last out, Levon matches the longest outing by a Nats starter this year. Then he goes with the fastball, misses low and away, 1-1.
That's good. You know, the bullpen's been lights out, but they've been taxed early in the season. So
yeah, even with the day off yesterday, they had a very busy weekend in New York. That's a foul tip, strike 2.
A very busy weekend, a very effective weekend.
Wow.
Tyler Clipper was unhittable. I mean, the more I get to watch this guy play, you talk about a guy coming into his own. I mean, he was good last season, but from what I've seen so far this year, he has to be one of the best relievers in baseball.
The numbers are worth another look on the road trip. So that's 11 1/3. That's around 14 innings by those guys. Total of 5 hits. You don't have to put up a stat for runs when you don't give any up. Big floating breaking ball inside to Raul Ibanez.
And it's just not been stuff 95-97. It's been location. It's been strike 1. It's been tempo. I mean, when you talk about a great bullpen and being effective, it's all those things put together. And swagger. I mean, when these guys take the mound right now, they know that everybody knows that they got great stuff, and you can tell with the presence on the mound.
Ibanez with a single. Only the second hit, both singles, Levon has given up since the 4th inning, and Ruiz will be the hitter. Milwaukee will be here for the weekend. And Friday is Jackie Robinson Day. 7:05, seats starting at just $10. You can check out nationals.com/tickets. And on the mound that night, the home debut for Tom Gorzolani. He will take on Giovanni Gallardo. You know what else April 15th is? Oh, 1 to Ruiz. He's flied to right, line to center, and now Livan Hernandez is ahead 0-2. Phillies have hit into 11 double plays already this year. Ruiz not a 1. And he'll drop this one into right center. Not a good 0-2 pitch at all. They got breaking ball just kind of hanging there. That's the second time Levon's left one up tonight, and now the bullpen will get busy.
And Livan Hernandez wanted to bounce this pitch. He just left it high enough in the strike zone for Ruiz to slap it into right. And I start to wonder, Bob, we talked about Livan, how he hits the wall very fast. A couple guys on. You're probably going to pinch hit for the pitcher if you're the Phillies.
You would think so. And in the on-deck circle is John Mayberry. Valdez 0 for 2, line drive to right, swinging strikeout. That's a strike.
That's a great pitch. You talk about looking for a ground ball right here. You're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. How do you do it? Pound the lower half of the strike zone. Keep the ball down. Don't allow the opposition to elevate the baseball.
Little ground ball right side. Espinosa, Levon covers. Danny doesn't have a play, and the bases are loaded. Valdez is fast. He was running neck and neck with Livan Hernandez, and Espinosa decided to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, look at that pitch from Livan Hernandez. Just a nice piece of hitting to the right side. A good play by Danny Espinosa to get there, and a better play not to throw the baseball. You throw the baseball right there. How many times have you seen that play go into the dugout? You got guys running all over. Now the momentum has shifted. And bases loaded, 1 out. It's a good trip by Steve McCaddy right here. Maybe just buying a little bit of time for the bullpen. Get them hot. Get your reliever in here. But this is what we saw happen in South Florida. All of a sudden, base runners everywhere. And to Livan Hernandez's credit tonight, he's pounding the strike, so it's not via the walk, but 3 hits in a row. And Tyler Clippard's a strikeout guy. That's the guy you bring in when you want a strikeout.
And just like the middle of the game in Florida, Livan seems to have deserted his fastball. Everything's off speed. right, so it's bases loaded, 1 out. Blanton is out of the game after 85 pitches. He gives up 6 in 6 innings, 7 hits and 5 runs. Walked 1, struck out 4, and a big spot for John Mayberry. The Phillies' pinch hitting this year has been ridiculous. 4 for 6 is Mayberry with an RBI. Their pinch hitters are 10 for 17. Levon waiting too long, and then he steps off. Look at that. 10 for 17. Nobody does that. There's the fastball for a strike. Another step off. Mayberry, son of Big John, who played for the Royals. A .312 hitter, 2-time All-American at Stanford. Big, soft breaking ball, strike 2.
That's the one we've grown to love here in Washington, D.C. The big looping Ephus Levon Hernandez curveball. Got Mayberry out in front. Now he's aware of that pitch. There's a lot of things you can do here if you're Levon Hernandez. You can repeat that pitch, maybe bounce it and trust your catcher that he's going to block it. But you're looking for the strikeout. You don't necessarily have to go after it on this pitch. Maybe you use something to set up the next pitch.
Gave up an 0-2 hit earlier to Ruiz. Target in. Whew, glad that was in where it was.
I mean, with Levon Hernandez, his control has to be so pinpoint because he doesn't have the overpowering stuff that he used to as a younger pitcher. So he has to hit his spots. He has to set up his pitches. He did a great job with Ryan Howard his last time up, throwing some curveballs to set up the fastball. I mean, he's looking for a ground ball. He's looking to get out of this inning with one pitch, and he has to find the pitch that's going to get him there.
Started this inning with 79 pitches. Still 0-2. Fastball away, and Mayberry gets a piece of it. Danger lurking. Top of the order. 0 for 3 tonight, Shane Victorino. And he trusts Ramos with a breaking ball in the dirt to block it.
Nice block by Wilson Ramos, 23-year-old catcher for the Nats. Has impressed us with his offense. He's also impressed us with his defense, his throwing ability, his ability to set up hitters, call a game, the tempo of the game, which a lot of times the catcher dictates.
And when Levon throws that soft breaking ball, it's not like the catcher gets a little short hop. That's a long hop way out in front of him that he has to block.
And you like that trip right there from Wilson Ramos. And talk about this pitch. This is the pitch of the ball game. Get on the same page. Ask him what he wants. Don't rely on your signs. Ask the pitcher what he feels comfortable with.
Got him on the big hook. 2 outs. Strikeout number 6 for Levon. Just when Mayberry thought he couldn't see something slower than the one before.
Yeah, this ball's still in the air if you're keeping track at home. Just a great pitch by Levon Hernandez. Set up by the whole sequence. Wilson Ramos doing a great job as well. You block the curveball in the dirt. I mean, he's nowhere near that pitch.
Looks like Jim Riggleman has a double switch coming. He wants somebody that can throw a lot harder against Shane Victorino, who has had good success against Levon in his career. Big ovation for the national starter. He goes 6 2/3 and leaves ahead 5-1. The fans like it. On a cold night in D.C., they always feel warm about this guy. Clippard dominating. So was Storen, and at times Sean Burnett was necessary.
Yeah, check out the catcher's glove on all of these. Not moving around very much. Tyler Clippard especially was pinpoint with his command. Sean Burnett was outstanding with all of his stuff. And like I said, the attitude, the swagger of this bullpen right now, confidence growing. These guys know they're good, but the rest of the league is finding out that the Nationals have one of the better bullpens in the league.
Alex Cora on the double switch into the ballgame. He'll play third base and bat ninth. Hairston made the last out in the sixth. And now the matchup of the game is Clippard against Victorino. And a strike to start things off. Victorino 0 for 3. Levon has a W sitting out there tonight. He cannot be the loser. He has a 4-run lead when he leaves. One ball, one strike. Fastball up, and Victorino can't catch up.
And Victorino taking a shot right there. He was looking middle in. The reason his swing broke down is that ball wasn't where he's looking. He's thinking in all the way right there. I mean, they see video on Tyler Clippard. He likes to go hard into lefties. So looking for that ball middle in, just rode up and away, and that's why he checked his swing.
1 ball and 2 strikes with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Target in, fastball up, Victorino gone. And so are the Phillies in the top of the 7th. 7 strikeouts by the Nats tonight. Levon and Clippard does it again. Crystal clear. MASN 2 HD and MASN HD tonight. Don't forget to log on to MASNsports.com. Read some of our announcer blogs and all the other great things we have there with Ben Gessling and company. And you can take the Nats with you wherever you go, MLB.tv. Every game live on demand on your computer, your favorite device. Visit Nationals.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Josh Hamilton. Oh, that's a big blow to the Rangers, who lost on a Miguel Cabrera walk-off hit in Detroit. Adam Dunn, after his appendectomy, Dunn out for a week with the White Sox and now back. And how about Manny Acta's Cleveland Indians? 8 in a row after starting 0-2.
They see Josh Hamilton called out his third base coach and said the move to send him home was stupid.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't hear that very often.
By the way, that Cleveland ball club behind Fausta Carmona out in Anaheim tonight against Dan Herron and the Angels. Here's David Herndon, 25-year-old right-hander for the Phils. A Rule 5 guy that they got from the Angels of Anaheim back in '06. And Herndon so far 5 games and a 4.5 ERA.
Two-seam fastball. They're running up to 95 miles an hour. Slider, split, and change to go with it.
Alex Cora leads off after coming in on the double switch. A very reliable defensive guy you can bring in when you're ahead, and really any offense you get from Alex is a bonus. He bats ahead of Desmond here. It's in there. Cora 1 for 8 with the bat as a net. A .244 career hitter in 12 years with the Dodgers, Indians, Red Sox, Mets, Texas, and now the Nats.
We talk about the Nationals bullpen so far this year. The Phillies bullpen not too shabby as well. They have a major league leading 1.47 ERA.
And Cora, a little pop-up out to left center. Victorino there. I guess the good thing about that, FP, if both bullpens hold true to form, there will be no more scoring tonight on either side. We can only hope. Top of the order, Desmond, and then Ankiel. Ian Desmond's 0 for 3 tonight with 3 ground balls. And Ankiel also 0 for 3. Herndon gets great extension as he brings that arm back and then really whips it in toward home plate. Tough for a right-handed batter.
A little deceptional delivery. Maybe not quite Tyler Clippard-like, but just that funky arm motion, anything to throw off the hitter.
I'm not even sure how to describe Clippard's motion.
Good.
Everything's all over the place except his location.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep doing what you're doing, all the cliches. What a big strikeout from Tyler Clippard.
And Levon with 1 right before that. That hit something. The umpire has not signaled hit by pitch. Looked like he raised both arms and called it a foul ball.
Well, if you're Ian Desmond, you got to sell it better than that.
Yeah.
He probably did.
He didn't act like he was hurt, did he?
Yeah. I mean, throw your bat, walk down to first base. All the controversy with Derek Jeter last year when he leaned out over the plate and the replay showed that the ball didn't hit him. I mean, the worst thing they could do is call you back and maybe you're embarrassed for about 10 seconds.
Way inside, 3-2. Antonio Bastardo, one of the 2 lefties in the Phillies pen, and you all know who the other one is. J.C. Romero. You'll see your share of him between now and September. Two and Desmond's gone. Great running fastball. 2 outs here in the 7th. Get exclusive Nats coverage right on your mobile phone. Text Nationals to 29292. Message and data rates may apply. Jim Riggleman's ball club trying to get back to the 500 mark tonight. Ankiel 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a fly ball.
A fly ball that's a tater every other night in any ballpark.
Not here tonight. Wind is still whipping in from right field. So he'll go opposite field. Rollins long way to go. And I would think they would give Ankiel a hit. He probably would have beaten that out had Rollins gloved it cleanly. Looks like the Nationals' 8th hit. We'll find out.
Rick Ankiel on first base on a cold night. When you hit the ball off the end of that bat on a cold night, it will buzz your hands. And you see Jimmy Rollins can't glove that ball, but the point was moot because Ankiel was going to be safe anyways.
Yep. And they have posted a base hit.
This is where if you're Rick Ankiel, you're thinking about stealing second base early in the count and getting to second for Jason Worth. I mean, you already have a 4-run lead. This is where you gamble and you're aggressive offensively.
Worth takes a hard fastball on the inside corner, elevated just a bit. 2 for 3 with a double and a homer. His most productive game to date. And then Hernan goes off speed and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. In that game down in Atlanta now, Braves lead the Marlins 5-0. 7th inning behind Tommy Hanson. Nationals are a half game ahead of the Braves and the Mets in the East. Washington 4-5. Those two clubs 4-6. Mets rained out tonight. Phillies sit atop the division at 7-2, and the Marlins are 5-4. 2-1 pitch, and he lays off the breaking ball. Rich Doobie and Charlie Manuel. Will Worth get a fastball here? Yes. It's at the knees, 3-2.
This is where you wonder if he's going to get a fastball, because a lot of times in a 3-2 count with 2 outs, Ryan Howard's going to be playing behind Rick Ankiel at first. So basically this is like you have first base open. The runner's going to be moving on the pitch. Right. Not necessarily a fastball count. You have Matt Stairs on deck, who struck out a couple times tonight. I'll be shocked if this is a fastball.
Three-2, runner on the move. Well, he wasn't going to put it anywhere near the plate, evidently. 2 on, 2 out. And Jason Worth is on for the 3rd time tonight. At the top of the hour, Matt Stairs checks in, 0 for 3. Just beyond 9 o'clock here at Nationals Park. Bob Carpenter, FP Santangelo, Debbie Taylor, Masson HD and Masson 2 HD. Looks like the Phillies want the left-hander Bastardo to take on Matt Stairs. Everything going the Nats' way. A 4-run lead and 2 men aboard in the 7th.
Defense. We go back to the first inning. Matt Stairs snagging the line drive, quick as a cat over there at first base. And Jerry Hairston Jr., the utility player, making a great play at third. There's an old saying in baseball, gold is gold. It doesn't matter where you put it. Talking about your glove. Those guys getting it done tonight. More saving, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
And the Nats will counter here As Antonio Bastardo, the 25-year-old left-hander, comes in. 25 games for the Phils last year, just 6 the year before that. And so far in 2011, it'll be his 4th appearance. No runs in 4 2/3.
And fastball 88 to 95. It's got a little cut action to run into right-handers. A slider 85, change 84, 85. So fastball, slider, change for Bastardo.
He will not be facing the left-hander stairs. Michael Morse has had a touch of the flu. Jim Riggleman said hours ago he would feel better as the night went on and should be available for late-inning pinch hit opportunities. And here it is. The Nats, by the way, 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. All of that in the 4th inning. Ankiel is in scoring position. Worth is right behind him. Michael Morse is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. And the season is off to a rough start for Michael. 4 for 27, batting $148. Runners are going, swing and a miss. And the Nationals have their 2nd double steal in the last 2 games. And Keel out in front and Worth right behind him.
We've been calling it the Nationals' fast break offense, and they've been stealing bases when you least expect it. 2 outs, runners on 1st and 2nd. You think they're just going to shut it down and play for 1 run. They get 2 runners in scoring position. I love the call. I love the play. You put this thing on ice right now if you're Michael Morse.
Morse lays off the fastball away. 1 ball, 1 strike. As mentioned, 3 for 5 tonight, trying to bring that low number up. Nationals started the night hitting .217 as a team, lowest in the National League. 8 hits though. By the way, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, and Baltimore are all hitting lower than .217 coming into this Tuesday of action. Odd to see American League teams not hitting. Way inside, ball gets away. Ruiz had no idea where that thing went.
Yeah, they came into the game tonight hitting .217 as a team, but you know, there's no stat for taking the extra base or playing the game the right way or sacrificing guys over or taking them second on a ball in the dirt or stealing 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. So, I mean, you can look at that stat and see where they rank in the National League with batting average as a team, but to me it doesn't matter. There's one stat that matters in baseball, and that's wins and losses. And right now the Nats are doing things right to win baseball games.
And they did score 4.7 runs a game on the 6-game road trip. Morse off the end of the bat, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Michael showed us some signs late in the weekend at New York of coming out of this thing. He had a base hit on Sunday, but he had a couple of at-bats Saturday. A deep fly ball to right, a base hit to right field. That indicated to us he was starting to stay on the ball more and starting to not jump at the ball. He waits for that one in the dirt, 3-2. Phillies do not have anybody working in the bullpen. And that's interesting if Bastardo loses Morse, because another big, strong right-handed batter's on deck. Wilson Ramos already has 2 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI tonight. And a 3-2 and a good at bat by Michael Morse. Bases loaded. Nationals receiving their 3rd walk of the night. Levon didn't walk anybody. And here's Wilson Ramos with a chance to take this game and just bust it wide open.
Chance to do some serious damage. A single the first time up, the double in the gap the second time up. And his fly ball to right field for an out. His 3rd time up was hit well. Good at bat by Michael Morse. Keep the line moving. If they're not going to pitch to you with first base open, get it to the guy who's hot, the guy hitting behind you.
And Bastardo misses way inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramos batting a cool .450 with his 2 for 3 tonight. He's had 9 hits, and this is his 7th game of the year. 2. I'll tell you, these guys are making some good decisions at the plate tonight. The Nationals have become a very selective team, making everybody throw strikes. And Keel, Worth, and Morse, the base running bunch. That's 3-0. Would you even be tempted to give him the green light here, or would you rather wait a pitch?
Well, you're going to get the same pitch 3-1 that you're going to get 3-0, and right now, you know, there's a lot of pressure to throw a strike out there. You don't want to help Bastardo in any way, shape, or form if you're Wilson Ramos. So, you know, there's a lot of times where I think, yeah, swing 3-0, but in this case, when you have to throw a strike with the bases loaded, pressure's on the pitcher, not on you. You're going to get the same pitch 3-1. I'm taking all the way.
Give the Phillies an opportunity to hand the Nats another run. All right, inner half, belt high. Now it's time to let it rip. Todd Coffey, in case the Nats open up a big, even bigger lead here and maybe save Clippard after he faced only one batter. Ramos, ball 4, and the Nationals lead 6-1. These guys have some eagle eyes going in that batter's box right now. Third consecutive walk.
I said it about Danny Espinosa early in the game, taking a walk when you really want to drive in a run. You talk about a 23-year-old kid in Wilson Ramos right there, ahead in the count 3-1. You got bases loaded. You got RBIs everywhere. How many times do you see young kids expand the strike zone right there, chase a pitch and make it out? You talk about Espinosa's at-bat earlier in the game being a veteran at-bat. That at-bat right there by Wilson Ramos is like a guy that's played in the league for 10 years.
Now here's Nix against a left-hander. We know what happened last time he faced a lefty. He goes up hacking. That's on the ground to Jimmy Rollins. And the Nats will settle for 1 in the bottom of the 7th. On to the 8th inning. Washington in the district with a 5-run lead. Fills the Nats a big 4th inning. Jason Worth contributing from start to finish tonight, and Livan Hernandez longest outing by a Nats starter.
But why has this guy been around so long? It's called the art of pitching. How do you set up your 80-mile-an-hour fastball? By throwing 2 bloopy curveballs to Ryan Howard, and that pitch right there with 2 strikes looks like it's 100. So you go soft, hard, and then when you need the big strikeout, you rely on the curveball as well to Mayberry. Just a great job by Livan Hernandez all night long of keeping the Phillies hitters off balance.
2 of his 6 strikeouts, 98 pitches, 65 strikes. A run on 7 hits, didn't walk anybody in 6 2/3. Michael Morse stays in the ball game to play first. So it's Cora, Desmond, Espinosa, and Morse on the infield left to right. Jason Worth having a night. On base 3 times, double homer, 2 runs scored, and then he swipes a base. Here's Polanco, top of the 8th against Clippard. Tyler Lowe with it. Polanco, Rollins, and Howard, 2, 3, and 4. This game is not over yet. We know these Phillies too well. I don't care which ballpark you're in. He's had a good fastball going. Polanco, by the way, 0 for 3. Victorino 0 for 4. Rollins 1 for 3. So 2 for 10 at the top of the order so far. And the wind will blow that one out. Hope you can join us tomorrow night. If you're not at the ballpark, we'll be right back here on Masson 2 with John Lannon and Roy Halladay. Jordan Zimmerman, Cliff Lee, Thursday night. Jammed him. Little pop-up. Espinoza. Right in on the trademark of Polanco.
If folks don't miss the Potomac Nationals, they defend their Carolina League Championship at Fitzner Stadium in Woodbridge, Virginia. Probably should have read that first. Make the short drive from D.C. and discover
you got
the
it
next
right.
Danny Espinoza, the stars of the future, in your backyard with the Potomac Nationals.
703-590-2311. PotomacNationals.com. You got Fitzner nailed on the first one.
I figured the P had to be silent. It couldn't be Fitzner, so I just went with it. Good guess.
Here's Rollins, 1 for 3 with a base hit to right. Little dunker out into left center. Nobody will get there. Nix raised the glove trying to act like he was going to catch it. And Jimmy Rollins is 2 for 4 tonight. Phillies need a healthy Jimmy Rollins. They were able to repeat as division champions last year without him being healthy most of the year. And then their offense, well, they got by the division series, but the Giants pitching totally put a stop to their offense in the LCS last year. There's Danny Baez, one of their free agent signings prior to last year. You always feel good when it's after 9 o'clock and Ryan Howard cannot tie the game. Desmond again at shortstop as they move Cora now over to the up the middle second base position. So that's Ian Desmond at his customary shortstop, like the Marlins used to do against the Nats with Hanley Ramirez. Look at that fastball. Handcuffs him, and it's still a strike.
I mean, the location from Tyler Clippard's been amazing. I mean, he can get away with a mistake with his fastball at times because of his deception in his motion, the way he sets it up with the change. But you know, for the most part, that fastball into lefties, he has been absolutely burying it in there.
0-2 pitch. Inside again.
And that's where you miss with it. If you're going to go into a guy like Ryan Howard, don't miss out over the plate. Miss the other way. Miss off the plate, and especially when you're heading the count 0-2.
Howard 1 for 3 with a second inning leadoff homer. Phillies' only run of the night.
Still trying to figure out how Danny Espinoza is going to turn a double play from right field here, though.
It'll be an outfield assist.
I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, I understand the shift, and you have a 5-run lead right now, but 1 out, a ground ball to Danny Espinoza out here. He's got to throw it about 200 feet back here.
He's got an arm.
He does have an arm, but it's going to take a couple minutes.
And then if he does that, somebody from left field has to run in to back up that throw. You got guys all over the place who have places to be. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Howard. Clippard misses up and away. Sean Burnett is getting ready.
And with 2 outs, I get it. With 1 out, I kind of want Ryan Howard to hit it to Danny Espinosa so I can see what's going to happen.
Yeah, if it's about a 3-hopper, I'm good with that.
Probably just get the out at first, right? You're up by 5.
3-2 pitch. Rollins holding. And then Clippard, after getting ahead 0-2, didn't come anywhere near a strike after that. First walk issued by the Nationals tonight. And the hitter is Francisco. Jim Riggleman may have Burnett ready now because Ibanez is next. This is Steve McCaddy coming out. Nets Extra, Johnny and Ray, 6:30 tomorrow night. Good matchup, John Lannon, Roy Halladay. Based on how both of them are pitching so far this year. And Nats Extra, of course, before and after every Nats game. I would imagine that visit had the phrase 5-run lead, throw strikes in it somewhere. There's the defending Cy Young Award winner, who is sporting right now an 0.69 ERA.
Yeah, he's going to be good someday.
Tell that to hitters. Then Francisco 1 for 3. Rollins dancing off second. Clippard stares him down. Calmly turns around, but he misses. 5 balls in a row. Behind Rollins is Howard. And of course, behind Howard is Morris. You're not going to hold him on in a situation like this. Tyler Clippard suddenly all over the place. That's 6 in a row. Might have been a called strike. It was up in the zone. Francisco thought close enough to be hacking.
Yeah, you take a 2-0 hack like that, Charlie Manuel's fine with that. I mean, that's the way you swing the bat when you're ahead in the count. For Tyler Clippard right now, just throw strikes. Let your defense work behind you. Easier said than done. It's not like he's trying to throw balls out there. Lower your sights a little bit. Look for the bottom half of the strikeout. Let your defense work.
Man, he has just totally failed to get over the top of that fastball here. Jim Riggleman will have no choice but to pull him with Ibanez coming up. 2 on, 1 out as Tyler Clippard is opening the door here for the Phillies a bit here in the 8th.
It's a big pitch.
And most probably his last. Bases loaded, 1 out. Riggleman has no choice but to go to Sean Burnett here, as Tyler Clippard gets 2 quick outs, 1 to end the 7th, 1 to start the 8th. He had Jimmy Rollins with a blue pit, had Howard 0-2, and could not put him away. It looks like another double switch is coming. Sean Burnett in to face Raul Ibanez. Ford dealers. By Acura Advance. And by your local Lexus dealers. It's become a little chillier here in the last few minutes, at least between the lines. Pudge Rodriguez into the game. Now, you can do this when you have 3 catchers. Double switch, he comes into bat 8th. And so the new pitcher, Sean Burnett, will be batting in the number 5 spot. And he'll face Raul Ibanez with Carlos Ruiz to follow, barring a double play. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the 8th. Nationals lead 6-1. And Burnett whips a high fastball in there for a strike. Another hot pitcher, 0 ERA in 5 innings. Ibanez has been great in his career with the bases loaded. Kansas City, Seattle, Philadelphia. That could be 2. Espinosa, Desmond, and he bobbled the throw. Danny did not give him a good flip. It was way high, and the Nats will give up a run, settling for 1 out. 4-6 on the RBI fielder's choice.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard enough. Good feed right there, and that's a double play. Taylor-made double play. Espinosa doing a good job of getting over and getting to the ball, but let's check out the exchange. Maybe he didn't get that ball cleanly enough in his hand, and sometimes you feed it high like that. The Nationals are lucky they got him out on that play. I mean, Desmond was bobbling that baseball as he came across the bag.
And Ruiz takes a fastball away. RBI for Ibanez, his 7th of the year, 6-2 game now. Boy, and the thing you hate about this is they'll send at least 6 men to the plate in this inning. And somebody at the top of the order will bat again in the 9th.
Well, that's the thing about this inning. I mean, 6-2 ball game, you got a 4-run lead. Maybe you wiggle out of it right now, but you're going to have to face the meat of the order in the 9th inning.
It may not make it to Rollins and Howard, but it'll make it to Victorino at least. And Burnett with a changeup, diving that ball down and away from Ruiz. Great 1-1 pitch.
Check out the changeup from Sean Burnett, just turning it over right there. Ruiz had ideas of hitting a 3-run jack.
When a bouncer gets away, that's a wild pitch. And the Nats are letting the Phillies back in this game. It's now 6-3.
I mean, when you're playing good teams and you're playing the best team in your division right now, first place team, you can't give them extra outs. You can't give them runs for free. You can't let them think that they're in a baseball game that you have in hand. When you talk about the walks in this inning, you know, that happens. You come in the game and you're Pudge Rodriguez, and all of a sudden you get a short hop.
That ball fortunately hit right at Worth, so the inning is over. The Phillies get a couple. Washington into the bottom of the 8th, still on top, 6-3. The bottom of their batting order due up. Let's have a look at our Ford drive of the game. Jason Worth had already doubled. He gets an inside pitch from Joe Blanton and just wraps it right around the left field foul pole. Very similar to the ball Ian Desmond hit the other day in New York. Keeping it fair somehow. And for Worth, his second homer as an at RBI number 2. And he's been on base 3 times tonight. Last year, the Phillies signed Danny Baez to a 2-year, $5.25 million contract. They got 51 games and a 5.5 ERA out of that. And Baez this year, 5 games, a 0 ERA. And the Phillies bullpen is interesting these days because Brad Lidge is out for an extended period of time. Ryan Madsen is not their closer at the moment. It's the veteran Jose Contreras who has their first 2 saves of the year. Espinoza, Pudge, and Cora for Washington, bottom 8. Clippard, by the way, charged with both of those runs in 2/3 of an inning, giving up a hit and 2 walks. Tyler Clippard threw 21 pitches, and only 10 of them were strikes. Danny Espinoza, 0 for 1 with a sac fly, RBI number 6, and a walk. Think Jason Worth wants to win this game?
He wants to win every game.
He doesn't do a whole lot of sitting on the bench while his team's in the dugout.
No, he wants to win every single game he plays. I mean, just talking to his teammates, we're around him a lot on the plane, in the hotel lobby. And the one thing you hear about Jason Worth is how bad he wants to win. This guy cares. He wants to change things around here. You just love his attitude. I mean, he finally had the breakout game tonight that he's been looking for. But when you talk about signing guys like Jason Worth and all the veteran guys on this team that have won baseball games, they're not going to let things slide around here. They want to change the atmosphere. They want to change the vibe in Washington. And so far they have.
3-1 to Espinoza. He'll take the walk, and he's aboard for the 3rd time tonight. Pudge Rodriguez, Friday and Sunday, some New York heroics, and he really took a hammer in that first game Friday.
He did, but then he checked in with his first knock on Sunday. Pudge Rodriguez, the 23-year-old version we saw on Sunday. He was all over the place, hitting the ball in the gap, on base all day long, had a couple hits, had a big RBI ground out. The most important thing to him is he caught a winner. Pudge Rodriguez looking like he was 20 years old in New York.
You marveled at the way he handled the Nationals pitching staff of Marquis, Godin, Clippard, Storen, and Burnett on Sunday.
I did. We were talking about it on the air. It's a privilege for me to watch this guy work behind the plate every night. You see a guy that's caught a lot of baseball games, obviously, but the way he set up hitters in New York, the purpose he had with every single pitch. And there were some sequences, one to Ike Davis, where he called 4 changeups in a row. And it's stuff you don't see from younger catchers. When you talk about Wilson Ramos over there watching Pudge, you sit there on the bench, you have a veteran catcher like Pudge that knows what he's doing, how to command, how to run a game. And this guy's invaluable.
And I think it's pretty obvious he's a much better hitter when he stays on the ball and goes to right field. 2 singles. And that drive over Lucas Duda's head, the double that really got the rally going the other day to tie the game before the extra inning heroics. Espinoza bothering Baez right now.
And showing everybody that he was going on that pitch. I mean, a lot of times a throw over is not designed to pick somebody off. Managers will throw over to see if a guy's going. If they give you a step to second or they jelly leg and buckle and go back, that's telling Charlie Manuel that Danny Espinoza was thinking about going.
By the way, he has not stolen a base at the major league level. 0 for 2 last September. Pudge with a little bouncer out to short, and Espinoza will slide safely into second as Rodriguez is thrown out by Jimmy Rollins. Next up is Alex Cora. Cora's first at bat back in the 7th after he came in on a double switch, a fly ball to center. And obviously a big run out there for the Nats to try to at least grab a 4-run lead back. Their 5-run lead is now 3. Guess now whenever we show the manager and the pitching coach and the bench coach over there, Jason Worth is going to be part of the brain trust. He wants no part sitting in the dugout right now. There they are.
Well, he's a top step guy. And we had some great shots in New York of him helping guys out in the dugout, telling them what he saw at the plate. And a lot of times with superstars, they're on the end of the bench. They're thinking about themselves. They're thinking about their at-bats. And Jason Worth's a top step guy. He's into the game for 9 innings every night.
Espinosa scoring position with 1 out. Nationals back in the 4th. 3 hits in 5 at-bats with runners in scoring position. That ball slapped left side. Base hit. Around third, Espinosa. Bo Porter waves him home. He scores. Nationals lead 7-3. Cora safe at second base. Small ball perfection tonight.
A leadoff walk by Danny Espinosa. A productive out by Pudge Rodriguez getting to second base. And Alex Cora doing a nice job of just going with the pitch. A little 5.5 hole action, as Tony Gwynn used to call it. And a great job of Danny Espinosa reading that ball. A lot of times you'll see a guy freeze on that, make it be through. He was breaking right out of the gate. And a good job by Alex Cora on the back end getting into scoring position.
Top of the order now, still just 1 out. Desmond steps in. And he'll go left side to Howard, Rollins to Howard on the throw. 2 outs and over to third. Cora running aggressively. A reminder, Drew Storen joins our panel of Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, and Mel Antonin tomorrow on the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report. Drew will be on at 5:35 live from Nationals Park. The show's Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6:30, right here on Masson.
Drew dressed for a blizzard tonight in the bullpen. Got to stay warm.
That's right. Here's Rick Ankiel, base hit last time. He's 1 for 4 with a run scored tonight. Breaking ball inside.
You know, Drew was a bat boy for the Expos when I played for him. I found that out the other day. He used to bat boy on the road. His dad knew Ron McLean, the trainer for the Expos, so I probably threw a few helmets at him when he was 10.
Well, Drew's dad, a longtime radio guy, knows a lot of folks in the Indianapolis area. Cora's at third, 2 outs. Ankiel pumping, foul tipping, strike 2. Top of the 9th at Atlanta. Braves 5, Marlins nothing. Washington could tie Florida for second place with a win here tonight. Nats have won 3 of their last 4. Ankiel, line drive, and Rollins right there. 8th inning over. Nice run to pick up, though. 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Washington leads by 4. Nationals trying to do a couple of things here. Even their home record at 2-2. Even their overall record at 5-5. And this is a save situation for Sean Burnett, because when he came in, the Nats led by 5. The tying run was in the on-deck circle. Wilson Valdez, first batter, strike one. Trying to bunt for a hit. Burnett gets there, slides and throws. And Morris thought he stayed on the bag. Alan Porter, the first base umpire, says he did not. And Jim Riggleman wants to come out and discuss.
From the naked eye, I thought he was on the bag for a split second when he made a great play on the short throw from Sean Burnett. Burnett doing a nice job of getting over to the baseball. Best thing about that is he didn't get hurt. Sometimes you see pitchers sliding over there like that and they pull something. Let's check it out. A great play by Burnett getting to that ball. And a better play on the back end by Morris. He's got the ball.
Obviously on the bag. Umpire missed it just because the throw was offline. They gave a base hit to Valdez. Well, it wasn't a very good weekend in New York for those sort of things either, but play on, as they say in soccer. I mean, that wasn't even close to him being off the bag. He was on the fair side of the bag with his foot. This is Michael Martinez, who signed with the Nationals at the age of 16 out of Santo Domingo. He played at every level in the organization. Hit .266 at Potomac 3 years ago. 09 at Harrisburg and Potomac. Last year at Harrisburg and Syracuse. Phillies got him in the Rule 5 draft. Nationals left him unprotected. He's a switch-hitting infielder who's been around for a while, 28 years of age, and there's Victorino next. So the count's 1-2 to Martinez, who's 2 for 8 so far with an RBI, 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Half swing. Booted by Cora. Time for a play at first. And out over there, as the Nationals have had a couple of potential double play balls not turned here tonight. But he did knock it down and got the out.
Yeah, the most important things when you're up by 4 in the 9th inning is outs. Alex Cora doing a nice job of staying with this baseball. I don't know that he's going to turn 2 on it anyways. Maybe you want to get the lead out, but a good job of staying with it and getting it out in the 9th.
You know what? After watching Martinez run to first, I think you're right. Probably would not have been 2. Top of the order now. Victorino will bat right-handed. He's 3 for 7 from this side of the plate with 3 RBIs. No reason to pay any attention whatsoever to the runner. And a swing and a foul, strike 2. That's extra. As soon as this one's over, Johnny and Ray trying to keep warm right here at the ballpark. And the 0-2. Whoa, wait, upstairs. It was funny, you and I were talking about Worth playing against his former teammates. And not 30 seconds later, Ray was on during the Nats Extra pregame, almost word for word exactly what you said. It is so hard to gear it down and not be too excited about playing your old team, no matter what you say or what you tell yourself.
It's just a weird experience overall. A lot of times you try to do too much.
Polanco is next. That's as far as you want this ninth inning to go. That run in the eighth sure looks big. Thanks to the leadoff walk, the grounder, and the base hit by Cora. Changed up on him and totally slowed down Victorino's bat. What a great pitch. Easy fly ball, 2 outs.
It's all about getting ahead in the count. With Sean Burnett, it's been strike 1, strike 2. He's ahead in the count every time he goes out there. Look at the grip right there on the off-speed pitch from Burnett. And it allows him to throw this pitch. You get ahead in the count, you can use your whole repertoire. You can go out there and throw your change, throw your slider, throw your curve, move the ball around. But when you fall behind in the count, then you have to lay a fastball in there. They know what's coming. For Burnett, it's been all about strike 1.
Hardy crowd of 13,413 here tonight. And Burnett just misses with a fastball.
First game of the series.
Adult males chanting like kids, waiting for a win. And that's inside 3-0. Now, last thing Steve McCatty wants to do is call the bullpen again. Rollins a switch hitter next, and you all know who's in the hole. John stays within his mechanics and delivers a strike. There's Jimmy Rollins, who's been the one Philly tonight, along with Valdez, who got the hit this inning, with 2 hits. That's strike 2, and the Nationals are 1 strike away from grabbing game 1 of this 18-game matchup this year. Ball is up the middle, base hit. It's 7-4. And in the on-deck circle, Ryan Howard will represent the tying run as Burnett faces Jimmy Rollins. These guys are a tough out late in the game.
This is a nice piece of hitting by Polanco. You know he's not going to go down easy in the 9th inning. Nobody wants to make the last out. And you have to throw a strike right there. You get a 3-2 count, throw a strike, pitch to contact. Unfortunately, he got a hit.
And a scoreless inning streak of better than 22 innings is over for Sean Burnett. Is Riggleman buying time for Drew Storen here, or does Burnett go ahead and finish this thing? I mean, if you bring Storen in, Rollins bats left-handed and Howard's a lefty. So he stays with Burnett, who is in line for the save despite a 9th inning speed bump here. That's a strike to Jimmy Rollins. Rollins from the right side of the plate, 3 for 8 this year. He goes change up and misses 1 ball, 1 strike. Out to short. Desmond has it, and so do the Nats. It didn't come easy. Washington wins it 7-4. A big night for the former Philly Jason Worth, and a quick wrap-up from the ballpark. Nats are 500.